This is part 2 of the 9 reasons why we came here. In part 1, we discussed the first 5 purposes, and in this video, we continue the discussion starting from the 6th purpose. Number 6, reflection on the worship of other beings. Every creation of God worships Him in their own unique way. If we look deeply, we can actually see how they worship and glorify God. A flower, for instance, worships and glorifies its creator by showing us how flawless and beautiful it was created. The sun glorifies God by showing us how powerful He is. Reflecting on how other beings worship God is worship itself, for it teaches us and reminds us about our Creator. Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala states in the Qur'an, "The 7 heavens, the earth, and all those in them glorify Him. There is not a single thing that does not glorify His praises, but you simply cannot comprehend their glorification. He is indeed most forbearing, all forgiving." Number 7, learning about God through our own attributes and circumstances. Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala gave each of us an ego which plays a huge role in understanding our Creator. For example, it is our ego which makes us feel as though we're the owner of, say, our house, even though the true owner is God, of course. Because we feel like we're the owner, we're able to understand the concept of ownership, thereby understanding what it means for God to be Al-Malik, the owner. Essentially, our ego causes us to feel that our strength, wealth, knowledge, compassion, and so on belongs to us. For example, if we own a house, we think, "I am the owner of this house, and God is the owner of the universe." The feeling of ownership that we have allows us to understand the concept of ownership, and therefore understand what it means for God to be the owner, Al-Malik. If we did not have ego, we would not claim ownership of anything and fail to truly understand what it means for God to own everything. Also, for example, we might think, "I'm strong enough to carry this box, and God is powerful enough to cause the storm." Again, it is our ego that makes us feel that our strength belongs to us, which in turn allows us to understand the concept of strength and power. This in turn helps us understand what it means for God to be Al-Qadir, the powerful. Consequently, ego is a tool that God gave us human beings so we can learn more about our Creator. Now, once we understand these names of Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala through our ego, the next step is to get rid of our ego and become a true servant of God. This topic is very deep and discussed thoroughly in the 30th word. I will leave a link to that below the description for anyone interested. Number 8, reflection on what other beings tell us about the oneness and rububiyyah, or lordship, of God. Not only does every being worship God, but they communicate to us how God nurtures them and takes care of them so they can reach their full potential. They also tell us that God must be the only one without partners. Observing a seed sprouting and growing into a tree, offering us the most delicious fruits that come in beautiful shapes and colors, we observe with awe and wonder how God created this beautiful tree from a tiny seed, and how He created the most delicious fruits from trees that have no taste or scent to them. Indeed, God is the best of nurturers. Our goal as humans is to observe and reflect on these in everything we witness. Furthermore, the tree points to the oneness of God, for the one who created the tree is the one who created sunlight, soil, and water, which the tree depends on. That is, part of creating the tree is to create the necessary sunlight, soil, and water. Also, the one who created these fruits in the most suitable way for our bodies to consume should be our Creator as well. The whole universe is like a puzzle, where everything fits perfectly in its spot and every piece is connected with the rest. Our goal as humans is to discover these links which point to the oneness of our Creator, and to reflect on how He creates and nurtures all of us through His rububiyyah, or lordship. Number 9, understanding the power and wealth of God through our weakness and poverty. We cannot understand light without darkness, hot without cold, strength without weakness, beauty without ugliness, and so on. It is the existence of opposites that allow us to understand these concepts. If there was no darkness, we would not understand what light means, If weakness did not exist, we would not be able to understand what strength means. In turn, we would not be able to comprehend the name of God, Al-Qadir, the powerful. In particular, it is our weakness that helps us to understand this name of God. When we feel too weak to do something, we're reminded of the power of God. The more we feel our weakness, the more we feel the power of God. Think about it. When was the last time you felt incredibly weak due to your circumstances because you wanted to change something but could not? It is usually in these contexts that we turn to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala with all our sincerity and pray for His help. It is these circumstances that allow us to truly feel our weakness and helplessness, and in turn to feel the greatness of God's power. This is the state when we truly feel that He is our creator and we are His creation. He is our owner and we are His servants. Now imagine if we could be in this state not only in times of hardship and need, but at all times. This is what we should seek to achieve, to ponder on our weakness and truly feel it so that we can see the greatness of His power and be grateful for it. When we eat a fruit, to ponder on how our powerful Creator has created this fruit from mere soil and gave us the means to buy it, that if it wasn't for Him and His power, we would not have anything to eat. When driving a car, to think about how He created such vehicles and gave them to our service, that if it wasn't for Him, we would have to walk long distances. In fact, even the ability to walk was created by Him. He created our bodies in such a miraculous way that we're able to move and walk effortlessly without having to think. Essentially, if we continuously ponder on our weakness, we will reach a state where we not only acknowledge that we're weak by using our logic, but a state where we actually feel it. This is the state of true servitude to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and this is what we should seek to achieve. Similarly, our poverty allows us to understand that God is Al-Ghani, the self-sufficient one. The more we ponder on our poverty, the more we will comprehend and feel this name.